Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Data-Driven Decisions. Today I'm going to talk about a problem that I have with my personal finances. Um, I'm an analyst, I'm a consultant, and over my working career of 11 years, I've um, kept track of my finances, starting with Excel and then making a more expansive project by bringing in Bigquery for data manipulation and Power BI for dashboarding. So I got quite an exquisite personal finance suite, and one of the big pieces to the project is Mint. I've been using Mint um, to track my transactions. To do a lot of things. And unfortunately, Mint is gone. Intuit forced all Mint users onto Credit Karma, and I mean everything is just lost. What a joke for them to do that. I'm not happy with Intuit for doing that. With Credit Karma, the classifications for marking a transaction, the category you put it in, it's completely bland and naive. Um, None of the work that I did in Mint, got transferred over to Credit Karma. It was a really lazy transfer, terrible IT work on their part to not make it a seamless transition. If you're gonna take Mint to Credit Karma, make sure Credit Karma has everything that Mint can do, and that's totally not the case. And the transition, they didn't transition your work from Mint to Credit Karma. Really sad. But I got to move on. I got to figure out how to, um, rebuild this. It's been 3 months of it being broken, and I'm going to now use Personal Capital. That's also been a personal finance tool that I've been using ever as long as I've been using Mint. But with Personal Capital, I wasn't tracking every transaction and categorizing it like I was in Mint, and I'm going to have to start doing that now in Personal Capital, and I just have to go all the way to February. Only where I lost the Mint, which was the end of January. So, um, in BigQuery, I'm going to use all that pre-existing Mint transactions that I did, and then I'm going to bring in a new table from Personal Capital that has the recent transactions from February, and I got to combine them together into one table. And it's going to be a little bit tricky because um, the categories between Personal Capital and Mint are different, and that's really the key thing that I use, to track spending. Um, and in order to make this work, I'm going to have to create all these new categories in Mint or in Personal Capital that are the same as what they were in Mint, and I'm in the process of doing that. And I got to make sure that the category that I create is the most granular category that I've been using. I have about 4 spending categories, and all of those, all the remaining 3 can be figured out from the most granular spending category. So in Personal Capital, where in the Mint there was 2 levels of categories, it was a hierarchy. With Personal Capital, there's only 1 category. So I just got to make the most granular category be that category. And then in BigQuery, before I stack the 2 tables, the Mint and the Personal Capital, I'm going to have to make sure that they are the exact same looking. So With just the most granular category, I'm going to have to fill in the other three categories. As far as like the classification name, they're going to be different across the two tools. The account name, the 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 company, Wells Fargo, Amazon. So I really got to do a lot of work in BigQuery to get the two tables to be the same, and that's really my bread and butter. That's what I'm very good at. That's what I love to do. Work like this where things are always best in BI when it's one table, and when you're working with multiple transaction tables, but they are of the same essence, and they have a lot of the same fields. I mean, you're so much better off stacking that table into one. And if you have the data manipulation skills to do that, then do that, because that really is the secret sauce to BI. A lot of people fail to really do the data manipulation necessary. They are given a table and they think that's the exact shape it has to be in for the analysis, when for any chart, it all relies on a different table schema. It could be a long table. It could be a time series table where it's just unique by date. It could be a columnar table where the 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 metrics are stacked on top of each other and it's only appearing in one column. Um, there's many others, and then there's all sorts of different data models to be used. So, I mean, the sky's the limit. With this project, I have about 10 or no, about 20 different tables in the Power BI. I'm about to share my screen and show that, but um, you know, every table structure produces its own set of visuals, and that's another secret to BI. Knowing how to shape tables for a chart, um, very special. So let me share my screen and I'll show you kind of what's going on. All right, so this is Power BI. This is the suite of dashboards that I've um, built. Um, let's go to the beginning. Um, so, just to track spending, to track my net worth, assets, liabilities, everything, spending, retirement. It's all in here. And this is what I use to just analyze my finances. I update it every month. It hasn't been updated since January. Here's what my net worth was in January: 132,000. Here's my favorite chart. This really tells the bottom line story. Assets versus liabilities, and then the black line is net worth, which is just the difference between those two values. Um, you know, uh, I really followed Dave Ramsey right out of college. I came out of college with about 60 grand in debt for student loans, and then I bought a car for 25 grand. So fresh out of college, I was 85 grand in debt, and I found out about Dave Ramsey, and I really bought into that plan. And for a good 5 years, more like 7 years, I was religious about him. I didn't build any assets. I just, all the money that I could throw at my debt, I did, and I was very aggressive with intense demeanor to do it. I didn't spend much money. I lived very cheap, and I was very relentless about getting out of debt. And then for a very long time, I didn't have any debt. I wasn't using credit cards. I did start using credit cards again. I think they do have their purpose for, protecting you against fraud and all that. So definitely use credit cards. Just don't get in credit card debt. Just don't pay interest on credit card debt. That's That's the key. You know, when you get a new credit card, they might give you a 18-month 0% APR. Take that, um, use that time, free money, and you know, there's nothing wrong with credit cards. Um, you know, I've gotten in a bit of credit card debt right now. I'm not paying any interest on the credit cards, but um, I'm very aggressive towards paying it off. I just got a bonus, and then I did cash in $12,000 from my Roth IRA just to pay off my credit card debt. So I'm attacking it again, and by the end of this year, I definitely want to just be zero in credit card debt and show a graph that has zero in the red, zero liabilities. Um, just a moving average. I love this. This is to really just show the big picture of what's going on. Zoom in. This chart right here. My net take home in green, rolling average. So really showing a smooth transition. It's a rolling 12 months. Total spend. You always want to make sure that's below your take home. Look how much trouble I've gotten in lately, and I really got to fix that, and I plan to in the future. But I just bought a house. I'm filling in the house, you know, paying a mortgage now. Um, Spending has gotten a lot higher, so I just got to fix that. And then my net worth in black, which is the difference between those two. And you see I'm in the negative right now. That's not good. Where are we right now? We're January is as far as this goes. I look forward to updating this and see where it's at. Um, so anyway, yeah, this is the this is the Power BI dashboarding that I have going on. I like this one. This one's built off of the Mint transactions. This is really what I want to get updated because this tracks my spending. Um, it's such a big table. It's a big transaction table, so it really tells a big story. Um, to track spending. Here's all the categories I have. Here's like a root category, and then it drills into the most granular category. Stuff like this I love. I mean, when it comes to analyzing data, there's nothing better than a pivot table. This is a pivot table. It's beautiful. Here's another category that I have. This is by not by spend, but by account. Checking account, savings account, credit card account. And then here's all the credit cards. Here's the spend every month. So just incredible information right there. I love that. And I want to get it all back. So, you know, really cool. Yeah, there's plenty more. But yeah, this is broken. And with personal capital, anyway, with personal capital, that's the first step to this project is to get it aligned with what Mint was as best as I can. Use that as my transaction table, and then it would be BigQuery work. A lot of data manipulation in BigQuery with the personal capital table to turn it into what the Mint table used to look like. That's my bread and butter. That's what I do very well. And then make it a seamless transition in Mint. Mint, nothing should happen. I should just hit the refresh button and it all works. If something's broken, then it's something that I got to fix in BigQuery because it's just probably something I didn't do right while stitching the tables together. So, yeah, I'm gonna call it a day. I'm gonna start this project, and when it's finished, I'll show it off. Alrighty, thanks.